Okay. Okay, discussion section. So the discussion section presents the interpretation of the study results. So again, kung yung inyong sa result section, you talk about size 5 to 10 nanometers. Pagdating sa discussion section, you as a writer should try to explain why. Bakit siya nag-form ng 5 to 10 nanometers? If in your result section, you also presented the fact that, say, ang shape ng gold nanoparticle na nakuha mo ay globular. Why? So, dito na papasok yung synthesis part. You observe something, you have to explain why that is so. And how to actually effectively interpret your data. So again, dito na naman po papasok yung review of literature. So again, ito papasadahan ko po yung mga talking points dito. So the discussion should actually state the study findings and their interpretation. So do the data that you generate, do they support your hypothesis? If your answer is yes and no, that should be followed by of justification as to why or why not your data support your hypothesis. So again, sa discussion section po, you have to compare and contrast your learnings or your data with priorly published reports. So again, dapat nagbabasa kayo. Mahirap po siya ma-imagine ngayon, no? Pero sa example mamaya makikita nyo. The information and from review of related literature should help you establish your confidence in your results. So again, if you talk about, say, okay, we adapted this synthesis method, say, from this particular group, ano ba yung margin na nireport nila? Kung medyo, if they perform multiple trials of that at yung deviate, yung precision ay medyo mataas, then magiging confident sila na ay kahit 3 beses lang ginawa nitong researchers na to, sa ginamit nila ay well-established method according to the literature, edi magtitiwala po sa inyo ang mga nagbabasa. Okay, support study conclusion. So sinabi ko na yun kanina, offer explanations for unexpected outcomes. So yun po, again, this is a practical reminder po to everyone, kapag nagde-design kayo ng experiment, when you ideate approach sa isang project, hindi po lahat ng inaasahan nyo ay makukuha ninyo. Paano po kung result na nakuha nyo from an experiment is the opposite of what you were expecting? So how do you explain that? So again, you have to consult the literature. And then if you have established the fact that, okay, this is a weird observation, but this is actually never observed before. So a review of the literature will also help you give emphasis to the fact that this is this is never before been observed type of outcome. Okay, so punta tayo dun sa ating example. So gold nanoparticle synthesis and anti-cancer property evaluation. So sabi dun kanina sa ating results is when we were comparing the two different types of syntheses, so yung colloidal synthesis daw with gold chloride and sodium citrate afforded the highest yields of 5 to 10 nanometer gold nanoparticles. So pag binanggit niyo po uli yun dun sa discussion, ang dapat, you should follow it up with some inputs from the literature. So right after that, sabihin nyo, so this observation is consistent with the study performed by the group of Professor Marty Mateo, where they employed both hydrothermal and colloidal synthesis methods in the synthesis of particles. And then after that, colloidal synthesis allows for controlled growth of metal nanoparticles. So why is this very important? So binanggit po nila dito, synthesis of silver nanoparticles. So silver is actually in the same group as gold. So you could actually expect that they share similar properties. So ito po yung paggamit nyo ng review of literature to justify your interpretation of the data. Ganito pala, kaya pala ganito mag-behave yung gold under colloidal synthesis conditions kasi ganun din pala yung behavior ng silver. Related yung properties nila kasi magka-group sila. So diyan nyo po ma-elevate yung inyong discussion. Kasi hindi lang siya na-observe ko to. Kailangan may synthesis. Kailangan i-relate nyo yan sa established na scientific, established knowledge about these observations. So again, hindi lang po siya pag-present ng table, i-describe nyo. Ultimately, you have to answer the question why. Why should we believe you? Why is this result believable? Okay? Okay, so for example, Second example, dun sa ating result section, we talked about yung selectivity to 5 to 10 nanometers. So sabi, under optimal conditions, colloidal synthesis using gold chloride and sodium citrate the highest within the 5 to 10 nanometer size range. You can follow it up with a couple of statements, mentioning studies reported in the open literature. So efficient nanoparticle size control was also demonstrated by the group of Professor J.P. Onya and the colloidal synthesis of gold nanoparticles using organothiol. So ang pinagkaiba dito, kayo as a researcher, ginamit niyo sodium citrate. Si Professor J.P. Onya, ginamit niya ay organosulfur compounds. So ano-observe pala niya ay parehas din. So this suggests that gold and silver nanoparticles undergo a similar nucleation mechanism. So dyan, may explain niya na, okay, 5 to 10 nanometers ang napo-form. Bakit ganun? So siguro yun, may i-relate niya sa effect ng inyong organic reducing agent. So ganyan niyo po siya dapat i-discuss. Again, yun lang babanggitin. Ito na-observe ko and then bahala na mag-interpret at magbabasa. So kapag ganun po, very weak ang inyong paper. Okay. Another observation, that was mentioned in the result section. So synthesis using gold chloride and sodium citrate produce globular gold nanoparticles, and then you follow it up with the statement that though the Onya reported similar size distribution. So na-observe na Professor J.P. Onya ay 5 to 10 nanometers din. There's a difference. When they used an organosulfur reagent, they observed the formation of cubic gold nanoparticles. And ang ginamit ninyo ay sodium citrate, ang na-form ay globular. So you actually discovered something new na, kapag pala binago ko ang aking organic reducing agent, parehas ang size pero magkaiba ang shape. Diba? So that's actually how you can use the review of literature to highlight the fact that you discovered something new. Okay, so ano po yan? May ganyan, there's a pattern. There's a pattern in actually how we discuss our results and how we interpret our results. So hopefully po, may nakukuha kayong mga tips kung paano ba siya gagawin. And then, gaya nga po na sinabi ko kanina, if you're writing a full article, the result section is a section of its own, nakahiwalay yung discussion. But then if you're writing what we call a communication na para lang po siyang isang diretsong story, wala kayong headings or division ng sections, the results and the discussion sections are combined. So pero ang mahalaga po is you actually know how to formulate the statements, how you can actually refer strategically to specific data summary, guided. Kumbaga kapag nagkukwento po kayo, kapag nakikipagchismisan kayo, dito na papasok yung visual aids. Okay? Ito yung visual aids, ito yung nakita ko, ito yung interpretation ko. So, ganun din po yan. Para, again, when you're writing up a scientific article, you are just sharing your story.